Ready?
He's gonna get all.
What?
You're gonna get all.
What does that
Oh.
mean? We start?
On a serious note, we're checking in with PK, and my name is the ultimate guitar player, AP.
You want the trolls? That's what you want.
Bring the trolls on. Comment below if you're a troll. That way, I'll know who you are. No, but seriously though, you went home last week and you practiced what?
Scale? I don't remember what it's called.
Scale. Not just what grows on your back, but
What?
you know, scales. Like you got a scaly back because you're.
Oh, I don't have a scaly bag, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you have to excuse me. I was a little bit sick last week, so I still have a little bit of a cough. But no, do you remember what the name of the scale was that I taught you?
No.
It's called the Pentatonic Scale.
I thought that was the other one where you go one by one with each finger. Oh, it's chromatic.
That's
right?
chromatic, yes. Okay. No, you learned the Pentatonic Scale. Just like that. And I told you to practice. I believe that you are particularly, let me just say you're doing well for how short a time you've been playing. I don't know if that means that you're particularly gifted, but he is able to alternate pick right off the bat, which I remember when I was 14 learning this. I didn't even think about alternate picking. I was doing all downstrokes, and I remember later when somebody came back and said that I should alternate pick, it was challenging. He can do it right off the bat. I don't know what that means. It's kind of what the experiment of this channel is all about, to document what it's like for somebody learning. But he was alternate picking it when he came back. And then I did show you the pentatonic scale. Mm-hmm. No, I'm sorry, the chromatic scale. Yeah. Sorry, I should have. Yeah. So you practiced both of those things. Most importantly, the chromatic scale was more of an exercise for you to get your picking right. The pentatonic scale is something that you're going to use musically in music. So if you would show me that first pentatonic scale I showed you. Don't worry about it. And you alternate picked it the whole way through. Let's go ahead and hear that pentatonic scale one more time. Don't worry about doing it real fast. You played it kind of fast. Worry about doing it as perfectly as possible. Do it at the A position, at the 5th fret. That's perfect. And let the people hear you. I'm going to turn you up a little bit on your master volume here. And let the people hear your progress on this scale. Okay, and then let's also talk a little bit about your mechanics. Even though, like you said, you're still just a very beginner at this point, 2 weeks playing guitar. He's using his pinky finger on the body of the guitar to anchor his...
Bad habit?
No, it's not a bad habit at all. If you watch many players, there's tons of ways to do that. And mine, depending on what I'm playing, changes too. Sometimes I'm using the heel of my hand here to anchor where I'm at. And then sometimes I'll notice I am doing this. What'll happen as you become a guitar player is you will have different mechanics that you draw upon to do different things. So certain things I'll be doing this. Certain things, if I'm palm muting a different way, I may be doing a completely different mechanic. And that's because I've developed a few different mechanical methods for attacking the strings that all work for me. Mm-hmm. And the same will happen for you. But no, using your pinky there, that's perfectly fine. In fact, I feel like that's this very common thing. But I wanted to point it out to anybody else that if they are jumping on this channel to follow along with you in your progress, and they're starting out, that they, as many things that they may be wondering about, that we're calling it out too. So I noticed you were doing it. I wanted to mention it.
Yeah.
So let's do it again, and let's pay attention to that mechanic. I'm going to get a close-up shot after.
I didn't realize I was doing it.
I'm going to get a close-up shot with the camera of your hands after. I'm going to edit it in here so you'll see it here of what your hand looks like when you do it. I'm going to get it from my point of view. So go ahead and do it again. Honestly, it's really, really good. Does it feel pretty easy at that speed?
Yeah, I think at that speed it feels. If I try going faster, something will go wrong. I feel.
Right. So if you're learning any kind of a solo to a song or anything that's difficult to play, you should play it at a speed where you can play it perfectly a fair number of times before you try to speed it up, and then you speed it up gradually. Because if you practice it at a speed that's tough every time, there may be little gremlins in your mechanic that are just getting reinforced. They're not right. Little accidents. Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of bad habit that you will get incorporated into your playing if you're not careful. So I think if you want to be able to play it fast, you want to be able to play it fast perfectly, right? So you got to practice it at a speed you can play it perfectly and then speed it up. Like I said, tell me in the comments below if you're watching this. For somebody that's been playing 2 weeks, like, how do you think he's doing? I think it's really good for 2 weeks, but I'd like some more input, especially with the alternate picking. I think that's tough for somebody who's been playing 2 weeks. And you have practiced how many hours a day?
I try to get half an hour a day, so stay consistent. Just not let a day go by where I don't pick it up.
Right. So has there been days where you did more than half an hour?
Oh, yeah. It's usually just messing around with it. So I
you're
don't
saying
think
half an hour is a minimum.
Yeah.
Of what you do. And obviously, you're not sitting around all day just playing the Pentatonic Scale.
No.
We've
I
talked
should practice it more.
Well, what's really amazing, he threw me for a loop because we were at the gym, and he asked me a question that like somebody would ask me if they were just a guitar player. He's like, "Is a solo to Highway to Hell pretty difficult?" I'm like, "What?" And he actually started learning it, and it's not like stage ready or anything, but I mean he can play like parts of the solo with bending and everything, and you did that completely on your own from watching videos. I didn't show it to you, and it's really exciting to me when you come and show me stuff like that. How would you feel about playing just like the first couple of bends to that solo? I think people would like to do it.
I feel,
dude,
I don't
rock
feel
on,
too comfortable
man.
with that. Should have told me I was going to have to do this.
Oh, dude, come on. They're going to be impressed.
What? Very sloppy.
What?
But I think if I stick with it, it might sound a bit better.
Yeah, but here's what's more impressive than that. I understand you not wanting to keep going through it, but he's played more of the solo. He's memorized the notes and the bends. And that is, to me, impressive. Because when I've been playing for 2 weeks, I couldn't do that. I had no instruction at all. There's no such thing as YouTube. And I didn't have a teacher either. I had a guitar. And I sat in my room. And fucked around with the guitar like that.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting to be in a time where you do have YouTube. And you can just, at the touch of a button, you have that. But I'm going to call that an episode. And I am super impressed. So that's the Pentatonic Scale. Next week, we're going to go into something that I find to be a little challenging for beginners, and that's strumming patterns with chord changes and keeping time. So you and I are going to go have a lesson about that right now. And they will see next week how you did. So that is us signing off. Come back next week, Monday, 5 o'clock. Boom!